What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video. I'm straight out here after the Mönchengladbach draw against Real Madrid last night. I could have made this last night itself, but like I said, I was kind of busy and I couldn't really make it. I had an exam today at 9 a.m. But I did watch the game later on. Although I did not watch it live, I definitely did watch it later on, and I have some pretty interesting conclusions, I must say. Anyway, today as we get into the video, I have some interesting things to discuss about. Actually, it's not something only about the football last night, but it is something other than that as well. I don't know if many of you know about this. If you do, excellent. But if you don't, then stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. I'm not mad. I'm not mad with a team like that. Why would I be mad? Why would I be mad? At this point, accepting reality is like the best solution. As you can see on the screen right here, this was the formation. Not much change from the Clásico, except that there wasn't Nacho available tonight and you had Lucas Vázquez starting in right back, and everything was same. Everything else was the same, except the fact that this time on that right flank, everyone did perform much better than what they did in the Clásico, of course. But I'm talking about the whole functioning of that right flank altogether. I'm not talking about individually, but the functioning, the build-up play along the right. So if we start from the goalkeeper position, Thibaut Courtois, I would say Thibaut Courtois had a decent game. It wasn't too spectacular. The man did make some crucial saves when we were 2-0 down, so I feel like this is happening a bit more, man, this season. Like, the guy just makes those crucial stops and saves us from an embarrassing defeat. Why can't he do that when it's 0-0? It's, you know what? Forget it. Anyway, talking about that back line, I felt like Ferland Mendy had a very decent game. I would say he probably had like a, 7 out of 10 game, to be honest. Lucas Vázquez. Now, Lucas Vázquez wasn't terrible, but to be honest, defensively, he's still not hit the mark yet, man. That's been my number one primary concern of not playing Lucas Vázquez at right back. He literally is the 4th choice right back at the club, man. So you know how thin we are stretched right now due to injuries and stuff. And why did it have to be 3 players that literally play at the right back position? I felt like going forward, he was decent, he was good enough, he was fine. But defensively, man, you can say that the first and second goal, he had a hand in conceding them. I'm not saying it was entirely because of him, but he could have definitely shown some more intent or a bit more positioning IQ in that scenario. Speaking about Rafael Varane and Sergio Ramos, I felt like Sergio Ramos had a bit of a sloppy performance today, was placing misplaced passes. It was, to be honest, because of his mishap that we kind of conceded the first goal, if you can say that. And Rafael Varane, too sloppy as well, was physically being outplayed. Like, what the hell was going on? It was definitely very uncharacteristic of both the center backs, to be honest, who normally kill it in these kind of occasions. But anyway, at the very least, you can say that Varane wasn't as bad as he was on the day we played Shakhtar. Speaking about the midfield, see Fede Valverde again, I felt like it was like a par to below par performance. It was somewhere tinkering around in that region, to be honest. Because he was also placing misplaced passes, was being tackled off, was being intercepted repeatedly, was not able to hit the mark that much, to be honest. Yeah, it is definitely true that he came back with a stronger second half performance, but not much enough to be able to give Real Madrid the edge like he did in the Clásico for sure. Toni Kroos, not too spectacular as well. It was just like a basic performance. It was like surface level, to be honest, what Toni Kroos was doing last night. It wasn't definitely provoking me to vomit, but at the same time, it was like, okay. Casemiro, to be honest, man of the match, man. Casemiro, God, like Casemiro was the only one I felt like enjoying watching, man. Casemiro, defensively he was tracking back, defensively covering between the lines, even was being the architect, man, during the attacks, like. And also, both goals, man, the intent that he showed, respect, man. huge respect, man. Like, this is why you need warriors like Casemiro. I've always said this and I'll say it again. Casemiro is like the most important player in this Real Madrid team. If there's no Casemiro, there's no Real Madrid, okay? And Casemiro, man, those 2 goals, oh my god! And speaking about that front line, today I'm gonna say something, and this is where I wanted to get at eventually. Starting off with Asensio, I'll talk about Benzema and Vinicius later. Asensio was kind of decent, to be honest. I felt like he was much better than the day he played the Clásico. He stepped his boots up for sure. But due to a collective team failure for most of the minutes, I feel like Asensio couldn't spark too much out of his book. See, overall as a team, we created much more chances, were more compact enough, but we just didn't create the best chances, and this is what I wanted to get at. So when I say create the best chances in order to attack our opposition, I say this in this manner. So basically you see players getting into dangerous positions all the time. Everyone has the footballing IQ enough to get into very dangerous positions, but you know where it goes wrong when that particular player goes into the position and doesn't receive a pass. That is what was Benzema tonight, man. He was getting into various positions repeatedly, but he wasn't getting the ball at all. I can see him so frustrated, man. The whole night last night, he was so frustrated. I've never seen Benzema so frustrated in a long time. Now, I'm not saying that he was like the best player or he deserved a lot more. No, he has his own limitations as a player that was quite evident throughout this game. There is no way I'm actually covering for him. But the fact being that our players get into dangerous positions and they just do not get the ball enough. And speaking about Benzema and Vinicius Jr, man. Vinicius Jr, to be honest, this is a game that he should forget, man. First of all, Vinicius bottling clear chances is not something I'm really surprised about. When I look at Vinicius, I'm like... But it's tolerable because he is massively influential and he architects the attacks. But today, even that he was doing like a brick, man. Even that part of our game, he was playing like an absolute brick. And Benzema, man, there is some disconnect, man. This guy was being so left alone and so left isolated up front that Vinicius and Asensio could not do much together to function as a proper unit. I'm not saying that it's Benzema's fault, that it's the wingers' fault, but there was no chemistry. There was no chemistry, man. Demote them to 0, man, in FIFA. Now, apparently, at half time, when we were 1-0 down, apparently, it seems when Vinicius, Mendy and Benzema were standing together at the dressing room, it seems that Benzema was telling Ferland Mendy not to pass to Vinicius, and he tells Mendy that Vinicius is playing against us. It was deciphered from a conversation that apparently the CCTV cameras caught. Now, I don't know if this is true or not. I don't know if it's the actual representation of what actually went through behind the scenes, but it actually sounds so bullshit, man. Like, I can see that there is some disconnect these days. In the last 2 to 3 games, I can see there is some kind of disconnect. I don't see where this argument is coming from. I don't know if he actually said this. Do confirm if he actually said this. I don't think he said this. I think it's just some kind of media nonsense, to be honest. Like, Vinicius calls Benzema the number 9, the best number 9 in the world. In Benzema's case, I see so much footage of him guiding Vinicius what to do and where to do. Same goes for Benzema, for Rodrigo as well. So I don't see where this is coming from, and that statement is so ridiculous to even think about, but it's very surprising, that's for sure. It's very surprising that something like this can even go down behind the scenes. I highly doubt that, but you never know. We don't know. If there is a legible source that actually confirms this, let me know. If you want to be a bit optimistic, you can definitely say the chances that were created were much better than the ones against Shakhtar. No doubt. Oh, of course, Vinicius doesn't pass to Benzema, and Benzema's like... I can see him getting annoyed the whole game, man. He was literally going so many times on that pitch like that. And I can sense the frustration as well too, why he doesn't get passed. So let's go, man. Goal number one. I mean, you can see Lucas Vazquez, man. He could have done much better, man, on that scenario. Yeah. For sure, he could have done much better. I'm not saying it went because of him. It included a Toni Kroos screw up, a Sergio Ramos screw up, even a Varane header screw up. It was basically when Borussia Mönchengladbach actually caught us out of position and we were exploited. That's it. Like, you can see how disorganized the defense is in that scenario. Once again, it's like a lapse of concentration, dude. We couldn't reconstruct ourselves back into positions properly. It was checked for offside, but that's not an offside. It was, even in the moment, I didn't even feel like it needed a checking, but VAR is VAR, so it does whatever it needs to do. Yeah, apparently this was like the follow-up of the discussion of the dressing room. I still do not get that. I still don't get that Vinicius and Benzema are beefing with each other. It doesn't make sense, but I don't know why this is happening, but whatever. Asensio, it's a crossbar, dude. Oh my god. I was like, It's like, yeah, it's so frustrating, man. Oh yeah, so you can see straight away 2-0. Yeah, Marcus Thuram, yeah. I didn't see it live, so it didn't feel as much, to be honest. But when I did see this, I could have just imagined how I would have reacted. And obviously, Lucas Vazquez not keeping track of Marcus Thuram, and Ferland Mendy just keeping Thuram on side as well. So it's like major screw-ups, man, here and there that led to very costly mistakes and eventually goal. Thibaut Courtois. I would have shat myself if this was live. Like, are we going in for another loss in the Champions League? I'm actually very surprised that we overturned this. No, I'm actually being serious. I'm actually very surprised that we overturned this. This was something ridiculous I have seen, man, from Casemiro. And good goal from Benzema as well. But Casemiro, man, the intent that he showed in trying to keep the play alive, and it wasn't out. I mean, they showed a very clear angle in which you can see that Casemiro was very clearly, and yeah, of course, that second goal as well. Dude, Casemiro was a warrior throughout, man. I'm not only talking about those two goals, but his performance throughout. It was rock solid, man, performance. Like, it was a very good 7 to 8 out of 10 performance for sure. I can definitely say that Real Madrid's attacking depth is definitely there, but I do feel like they need to work as a unit more together. I mean, I'm not talking about a number 9. I'm talking about like players like Vinicius or Rodrigo or Asensio, Eden Hazard, who's back. Like, I thought the problem was we not having a good number 9. The problem is that, for sure, it's there, it's quite evident, but it also includes the fact that players keep getting into dangerous positions to score, and the unfortunate fact is that they do not receive the ball at the correct moment in time. Anyway, I'll see you in a bit. Take care and peace.